Get over here! Time's up. Let's do this.
Oh yeah, that totally happened right now.
Yes.
So I have a complaint to make about video
Okay.
games.
All right.
So, did you play Fable on Xbox when it came out all those years
Yep.
ago? How'd you like that game?
It was all right.
See, now it wasn't as good as they promised. So, for the younger people, Fable, you can get like Fable Anniversary, which that's where my grievance lies, uh, on Steam now, and
Okay.
mostly the same game. There's the extra stuff. So before Fable came out, they had pitched it. They wanted the trees to grow. Like they were really ambitious. They could probably do what they wanted on the Xbox. They might be able to do it nowadays, but they're a little over ambitious in what they were thinking for. But I still thought it was a really fun game, and I've been looking for a particular style of game to play. So I was like, ooh, Fable Anniversary. It actually has controller support. I'm going to buy this and play it, and I will have fun. There
Yeah.
is another Fable. I forget which one it is. It's like, I don't know, Lost Chapters or something. It doesn't have
Okay.
controller support, so you can only play it with mouse and keyboard, and that's really weird to me, so I can't do that. But so
Okay.
I buy Fable Anniversary, and I'm having a good time. It's like, oh yeah, it's Fable, you know. So in Fable, you gotta collect the little green orbs from everything that you kill for your experience, and then you
Yep.
go back to your hall and you basically like level your skills up or get new skills, whatever you want to do. Well, there is a bug when you go to the little. There's like a green portal that you stand on,
Okay.
and when you go into that, and if you start to scroll through it, it crashes your game to the desktop.
Okay.
It doesn't matter how long you've been in that menu. It's possible that you could go into it and it will instantly crash. It's possible you'll go into it and you use like your left and right bumper buttons to navigate to basically physical spells, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Moving from one to the next, there it feels like a 70% chance that you're going to crash the game.
Okay.
So you would have to get to the one that you want to without it crashing, select what you want, save your game, and then move to the next one if you're trying to do multiple things at once in hopes that it doesn't crash. So what finally broke me is it had been doing that and I couldn't. I was mad, turned it off, woke up the next day, got to the. Was like, okay, I'm going to see if I can get this leveling up thing taken care of. No. It did it like 5 minutes straight of as
Uh
soon as
huh.
I went into it, it crashed it. So I got a refund on Steam because that's unplayable. I had done some research trying to see if there was a fix for this.
Yeah.
One person had mentioned if you turn off anti-aliasing, it would be a little bit better. Didn't do anything for me. This goes at least back. I have on the screen right now from Steam. There's a Raptor Badger who on
Yeah.
May 12th of 2017 at 9 o'clock had mentioned the level up bug, and there's some that go back even further than that. But it's been a long going issue and it's never been fixed, and it
Yeah.
made me really really mad because it basically breaks that game. Because if you
Gotcha.
can't level up, that's half the fun is using lightning to blow people's heads up.
It's true. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
have you actually had to
I
get a refund from Steam ever? Like, has a game been
no.
so bad that you've refunded it?
No.
This
But
is
but but I'm very very picky with my games.
mm, this is only the second game. There
Yeah.
was one of the. It wasn't the 2K20 WWE game. There was one of them I
Okay.
got, and it was on sale. Man, it just wasn't fun. Basically, I'm a No Mercy kid.
Hmm.
No Mercy or SmackDown. Here Comes the Pain. Like those were
Yeah.
my favorite,
Yep.
and the
Those are good.
controls are nothing like that, and I could not get into it. So I
Yeah,
refunded that one.
because I remember one time I was going to go buy a no like a recent WWE game, and you're like, "Don't do it." So the one time I was actually going to buy it, you kind of talked me out of
Yes,
it.
I have downstairs right now. I have a Nintendo 64. I have multiple controllers. I have No Mercy. I have WCW Revenge. Um, I can let you borrow that, and you'll be much happier. I can promise you.
We need to we need to find a way to
Record that.
record that. Yeah, put that on YouTube. You and
Uh,
me destroying the AI with
yes.
No
the
mercy.
with the ladder through the announce table. That was my favorite thing to do.
Yep.
So I sent you a link for this, and I don't think it's your style of game at all, but I just found out about it. It's a game called Darksburg,
Hmm.
and the maker of it is, I believe, Shio Games. Let me find it here. This is fantastic. Whatever. They don't have their name anywhere that I can find on the website, but it's basically, it looks like if you mix possibly Diablo or League of Legends, like that kind of setup, because it looks like it uses QWE, like for your attacks,
Yeah.
and the Left 4 Dead, like where you're trying to escape the zombies.
Uh
It's
huh.
like a combination of those two games. And you have like four different classes, so you have like your healer, your assassin, your tank, your support character, uh, which the nun I think is the coolest looking character off the splash art, where
Okay.
she's got like kind of metal that comes down over her eyes, and she's got like this big wooden cross that glows. Um, there's a guy in the front that is, I guess he'd be your healer. It's weird. I was watching like gameplay of this, and you collect mushrooms like throughout the map, and then you give people
Okay.
soup to heal them, which I thought was really funny. That like, hold on, I'm collecting the mushroom soup. Here you go.
Yeah.
Uh, but yeah, so it looks
I
like it's going to
mean,
be. Go ahead.
so I'm looking at it. I mean, it looks interesting. I mean, you
Right.
give it a try.
Right. It looks. Now it's going to be going into early access on the 12th. Now I don't know what kind of pricing scheme they're going. No idea what they're doing with it. Um, from a price standpoint, I don't know if it'll be free. I don't know if it'll be $20. I mean, it looks like it's in pretty good shape from the gameplay stuff that I've watched. But I mean, they're probably going to edit that to make it look good, like whoever's doing it, since they're in the closed beta. So if it's like
Sure.
a bunch of, like and it's hard to say once you get like a ton of people playing it, you might uncover things that you wouldn't otherwise with like a small group. Like we see that happen to Blizzard all the time. Um,
Yes.
but yeah, so you'll be like it's four players. Now I would assume there'd be matchmaking. I don't know if you actually have to know people to match up with them or how they'll do that. But it's basically
Hmm.
four people and you're trying to get through like a level where there's like
Well,
zombie hordes coming to you. So there's like an objective. There's a part where you got to like just run through a horde of zombies to get to a monastery. Is one of
yeah.
the things I've seen. It looks like they're going to do a PvP version where, like, when you're going through like the normal mode, there's four different, I guess they're elites basically, or revenants or whatever they want to call them, and they're like the super bad guys. And on the PvP, you're able to control one of those. And I think they're still fairly weak compared to like your hero characters, because it looks like they
Yeah.
have a pretty quick respawn time. But you get to play as that and try to basically mess up the good guy team. So
Gotcha.
no idea what they're doing as far as like game progression. I would assume you unlock skills and ability like the higher level you get the characters.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, so available on the 12th. So I don't know like if you it's darksburg.com and there's a bunch of stuff on there, but it looks cool enough that I'm probably going to get it just to try it out. And I hope
Yeah.
that it's what I want because it's kind of that a little bit of that Diablo style with a little bit of different progression style where you're PVE dungeon running kind of.
Yeah.
So could be something good. I don't know. So
Yeah. I mean, yeah, you have like two teams, I guess.
right,
The
yeah. The
survivors
it seems like
and the
the base version or the
revenants.
main part is just you against the environment, like
Yeah.
as teams of four. So we'll have to see.
Yeah. Like you said, you're the nun, werewolf, the crossbow.
Rose,
I guess.
yeah, and she has a chipmunk companion.
Yeah, I see that. And then
That if you watch like
Viking guy.
the Viking guy is the super guy. That weapon he's holding is actually a giant ladle.
I see that now. Yes.
So if doesn't like they seem like fun characters. I didn't see much of people playing the PvP version where you control like the bad guys. So I
Okay.
don't know.
Well, now maybe you can play them. Maybe you get to choose which one you want, the revenants or
Yeah,
the
it's
survivors.
basically like if you're playing the PvP, you can be the revenants, and then
Yeah.
you're basically just trying to mess up the good guys. But I haven't seen much gameplay on how that works, so I can't speak to it. I watched like a few full playthroughs of some of the PvE levels, and it looked like it was fun. Like obviously, if you're playing, like if me and you were playing, and then we had two other people, we'd still be having a pretty good time because we'd be
Sure.
pretty easy to talk to each other. How that's gonna work for just solo, like four random people thrown together, I don't know what the expectation for that would be. But
No.
I mean, I'm interested as long as it's like the $20 range. I'm gonna give it a try.
Yeah.
Now, if it comes
Agreed.
out and it's like $59.99, be
We're gonna wait till December when Steam has their sales.
I don't know if I'm paying $60 for an early access that I'm
Yeah.
like I don't know. Like everyone regards the publisher for this, like the company, like they seem
Yeah.
to have like pretty highly rated games to where people are willing to play their games based off their name at this point. So they haven't messed up too bad.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I mean,
and then
I will give it a shot. Why not?
so I want to skip here. You had told me about this game called The Isle.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, how did you even find out about this thing?
Again, I was I was exploring the YouTubes there, and somebody was playing it. I think it's the guy who pretends he's Vegeta playing video games.
Yeah, the Sand Plays from
Yeah,
DBZ
so
Abridged.
I think I want to say I saw him playing it, and he's like, "I'm a dinosaur," and he's like running around, and yeah. So the whole premise of the game is like you start off as a little baby dinosaur. Now you may not like this game because Conan had some like dark. When it came nighttime, it was night. You know, this
Right.
game when it gets dark, you're hearing like people. You're hearing like dinosaurs in the background growling and roaring.
Can I be a
Uh,
dinosaur with night vision?
you can switch over to night vision. It's not that far, so you're only in your own like little area. And the gameplay I was watching is so you're a little baby dinosaur and you're running through the forest, and all of a sudden this big T Rex will just pop out of nowhere and just eat you. And you're talking about some scare jumps.
Yeah,
I
they
can
got it.
see I can see people like yeah. So
I
I
have
don't
to
know if you'll
look.
like it or not.
So it's basically you start as a tiny dinosaur and you try to eat smaller dinosaurs and get bigger.
Yeah, so yeah, I only seen people play the carnivores because I think they're probably the most fun, I guess. But yeah, they're just eating everything to try to get as bigger, as try to get big, and it gets to the point where it's the cream dinosaur, I guess. But when you die, you die.
Yeah, it's over. Like so, it's a
It's
hardcore
over.
character.
Yeah, so you have to like start back over. I think it was
The
released back in 2015 and it's still in early. So
Yeah,
I don't know.
well, I mean, have you ever played like the Snake.io or Holes.io type games? It's basically like the simplest game ever where it's get someone else to run into you or trap them or whatever, and then you
Okay.
expand as you take people out. And those games are incredibly fun, at least to me. So I could see this being like a more in-depth version of something like that. Could actually be a lot of fun to play through. And
Sure.
it's basically how long can you last, it sounds like, which you can just hop in, play a couple games, enjoy yourself, and then move on.
Gotcha. I
So
mean,
I could see that. Do they have the
uh,
kids from Jurassic Park running around? Because I see this Jeep
no,
on their website.
yeah, that's the other thing because the videos I've watched, you'll run across these towns that are not finished whatsoever. They're
Hmm.
like just grade buildings, basically. That you can tell the creator hasn't really did too much to it. So that part, I was like, I don't know. I mean, it looks interesting, but then again, it looks like it could be really cheesy and kind of boring.
Right, but I mean, if you, depending on the cost, like, do you know the cost of it?
$20.
$20. So if you can get $20 worth of enjoyment out of it, though, who cares? Like if you're going that way.
Yeah, sure.
So, which $20, I mean, if you compare that to going to a movie, you know, what 2 hours? Like if you can get 2 hours of enjoyment for $20, that's almost worth it in a sad kind
Yeah,
of way.
Yeah,
All
that's true.
right. So I had told you about the next game, Realm Royale.
Yeah,
So, because we've mentioned before that like uh, Fortnite is a good game, like from the way it runs, the controls of it, like it's an enjoyable game, but I think we both hate the building aspect.
yeah.
So Realm Royale. Now I'm way late to the party on this because it's been out for a while. Free to play, uh, but it's kind of like that Fortnite style, but without the building that I've seen.
Gotcha.
And it actually has like different classes. And like I've only played a few games so far as like a mage, but you can get like different abilities, different movement abilities. You have a mount that you can ride around in.
I see
You
that
can,
now.
when you get weapons that you don't want, you can disenchant them, and then you basically find this giant anvil, and you can build like a really powerful weapon.
Gotcha.
So
Okay.
if you at all like the battle royal style, and you kind of like what Fortnite does, but you either don't like the building or you're just not good at it, which is my fault. I'm just not good at the building and I don't like it, so it's a double whammy. But this gave me like that playing a battle royal, like the third person style, and it was
Okay.
pretty enjoyable. And it doesn't cost anything, so even if it sucks, you're only out a little bit of time. So, but it's on like everything. It looks like it's Switch, Xbox, PlayStation, Steam, um, wherever you want to play it, you can play it. So I might actually
One
try
of
it on the
the
Switch.
also it's on the Switch.
I mean, they got the Switch logo. I will click the Switch button and see what it says.
Yeah, I
Available
might actually
now,
download it if
Nintendo
it's on the
Switch.
Switch. Well, yeah, I'll try it.
So,
Yeah, I was actually playing a lot of free to play games on the Switch,
yeah.
and they have some really good shooters on there. I'm a big first person shooter person. There were some fun ones on there.
The
More of a
yeah, I
third person guy. I like third person.
yeah, third person's bad. From a competitive standpoint, I know that third person's bad because you can do some real cheesy stuff with the way you third person people around corners and stuff like that. So first
Sure.
person, if you're truly into like the competitive nature, I understand that.
Hmm.
I am when I'm playing those kind of games, that's not what I'm in it for. I'm just having a good time. Now I could see though if I got like really good, say I got super good at Realm Royale, but then I noticed like the flaws with third person versus first person, I could see where
Yeah.
I would have a problem with it. But as it is
Gotcha.
now, that'll never be my issue. So the other thing that's interesting with Realm Royale is when you get killed, even in single player, like
Yeah.
Fortnite, if you're solo, you're just dead.
Yeah.
Whereas if you have like squad game, like you can be revived.
Yeah.
On Realm Royale, if you get killed, you turn into a chicken, and you can actually
Okay.
run around, and you have like a respawn time. So if they don't kill you in chicken form, you turn back into your.
Okay.
So like you can actually, like say you get sniped from super far away, there's a
Yeah.
chance you might be able to run around long enough to not die if they don't close on you. So
Gotcha.
it gives you like there's a little bit of forgiveness there. Um, I don't know if that's a positive or negative for the game because I haven't played enough to experience it. I've
Gotcha.
definitely had someone come back to life and kill me when I thought I had them because I was so far away I just couldn't get a shot on the little chicken, and
Yeah.
their movement was superior to my aiming, and then I died.
Gotcha.
And they did not have nearly the problem that I had hitting them in chicken form. So, but yeah,
I
I mean,
was
otherwise, I mean, it plays pretty much like there's a little tutorial that kind of goes over the stuff with you, but it basically plays exactly like you would expect a battle royal to play nowadays. So,
Gotcha.
but it's if you would all like those, you're like, I want something that I don't know. I'm against PUBG just because it always ran real terrible,
Hmm.
regardless of on like what system I was playing it. Where like Fortnite always ran real good, but I hated the building aspect. So this,
Yes.
I don't know popularity wise, like how long you're gonna have to wait for games. Like there's all that stuff that goes with it. But
Sure.
I'd recommend to at least give it a shot and see what you think about it.
Actually, if it's on the Switch, I will download it and try it.
Yeah, I might actually download it on the Switch because I had it through Steam, but playing with a controller. Now I don't know if I don't necessarily want to be on a controller matched up with people with keyboard and mouse, but
Yeah.
we will see. So was there anything like have you played anything else or any other games you've seen that are coming
You
out
know,
anytime soon?
for the past 2 weeks now, I don't know. I've gotten it. I got my PlayStation 4 internet access back, I guess.
Yeah.
And I've been playing Star Wars Battlefront 2,
Yeah.
and they've really now the game has got off to a really bad start,
Yes, it
but
started out with a lot of negative.
they have actually improved the game a lot from when I first started playing.
Hmm.
And there's this game mode now where it's called Galactic Conquest or something like that. And I was playing this game last night, Ross. I kid you, for an hour and a half.
Like
Just
just one
one
match.
game, just one match. I mean, because it was just a back and forth of get the so you have an objective of getting certain areas. When you get those areas, then it goes to the next part where you're getting on these ships. You're flying up to the enemy ships. And you have to blow up their ship, and then if you lose, you go back down to the planet, and you have to recapture everything that you just captured before. I mean, it's like I said, I was playing for like an hour and a half last night. Obi-Wan was, oh man,
Was he OP?
dude, he was like a linebacker. I mean, he was on the ship last night, and the last part, and we were losing pretty bad because I guess a lot of people just had enough and left. So all the good players that started the game were just like, okay, I'm not playing
Yeah, like
or
I'm done with
whatever.
this.
So we were going in there, and we was holding them back a little bit. The Republic. No, I guess it would be the rep. Oh, so I was an android, so I'm a separatist then. I don't know. So I was a
Right.
robot, and
Yeah.
Obi-Wan was with the clones. I'll just say that. And so we're holding him back, man. And Obi-Wan, whoever was playing Obi-Wan, just gets into this linebacker mode, and he slaughtered. I had to say at least 50 people. He went in there and just destroyed them.
So he has spent a
And
lot of time as Obi.
I guess, and so we lost finally. But yeah, I was playing that for like an hour and a half.
I saw something yesterday about someone did a count of all the times that Obi-Wan has cut limbs off of something,
Okay,
and it's incredibly high because
sure.
it's got Darth Maul, Anakin,
Mhm.
random creatures that he was cutting arms off of, uh, and then kind of alluded to him almost cutting in half Darth Maul a second time.
Yeah.
But yeah, like there's something like the count of limbs that he has cut off is very high.
Well, he kind of trained, I guess, Luke that way too, because Luke chopped the Yeti's arm off. So
That's what you got to do. Have you seen that thing where it shows, like on Hoth, where C-3PO runs up to the door and pulls the warning sticker off of it?
yeah,
That makes me
yeah.
laugh when I see that.
Did you know there was an uncut version? I guess I guess Lucas just thought it was stupid to put in there, but I guess during the Battle of Hoth, there was going to be Yetis like attacking the
Just
place
like
while the Empire was coming in to invade. And so the Yetis were fighting the rebels and the Empire.
interesting, like just lots of them.
There's deleted uh, film where I guess these Yetis are just destroying like uh, stormtroopers and everything, and they're
Hmm.
attacking like Han and Leia. Yeah, they didn't put it in there because I guess Lucas said it just didn't fit, and it just a lot of stuff was going on, so he took it out. But yeah, there was going to be a whole battle with these Yetis in there.
I would like to see that just to see how they did it.
Yeah, because I guess there's one scene where I guess Darth Vader was actually fighting some Yetis or whatever, which would I'm like that'd have been kind of cool.
More Vader would always be good to me. So
Sure.
I don't know. All right. I have no idea how we are on time right now. I think we've been going for a while.
Yeah, we have been going for a while. It kind of bugs me that I can't see the time.
I think we're at an hour 20,
Okay, well that's
give or
about
take.
usual time now.
Yeah. 'Cause I didn't really watch anything this week as far as like normal TV shows and stuff.
Yeah,
But I just didn't have time. It's sad. I don't
yeah,
like being old.
yeah. You are definitely getting old. But
That's
you
what
don't want to play
happens.
video games. You don't want to watch
I want to, but
TV.
it's like that comic where it's like I can't wait till I get home to play this video game that I just bought, but then I go to bed and go to work.
Sure. Well, we have nothing else to talk about. I think we should just end the show.
All right, then we will end. I will put random noises right after this, or like right in between this, and then we'll be ended here. So
You
here we
guys
go.
have a great week.